Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody, and welcome, one and all,
To Atheist Sunday School.
your one-stop shop for everything atheist,
Sunday
and school. Whoa! So to begin the show, we're doing the 100 points game. 100 points. What's your question, Lawrence?
You know, I had something for this, but I don't remember what it was.
Behold, landed.
Behold! Okay, and also, if you guys are having problems hearing us, tell us. I don't know how to tell them. If we're muted,
Yeah.
then I don't
Well,
know.
I think if we're muted, they'll point out.
They'll point it out, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we do have a new person.
A new person.
Yeah, we have a new person doing our audio and video stuff today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just for this time.
Yeah. So thank you, good sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, he says you're welcome. So 100-point show, right?
100-point show.
Okay.
You were buying time, I get it.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, wow,
really?
You weren't thinking of it while you were pointing out?
No, that was bad of me.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
About 7.
Ooh, so close.
Oh, it's not a real question.
Oh, the answer is 17.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I understand. What is Rodney Dangerfield's favorite number?
3.
I don't fucking know.
Oh shit, you fucking
Probably
asshole.
not.
All right, well, it looks like we got some people in here, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And hopefully everything with the stream goes... Okay, apparently they do hear us. Okay,
How
sweet.
many flapjacks does it take to shingle a doghouse?
18.
Well, it depends on the size of the doghouse.
It just depends on the size of the flapjacks.
Nah.
Nah? Okay. Okay. So today we are finishing up the book of Numbers.
We're reading 6 chapters. 7, actually. 7
It
chapters.
is 7. It is 7
including
chapters.
30.
Yeah.
We're reading 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36.
7 chapters!
Wow, isn't that incredible?
I know, so incredible. We just really want to get through Numbers and get into Deuteronomy.
Yeah, because Deuteronomy is a lot more exciting than Numbers.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't know how we're going to handle the Chronicles stuff.
Oh my god. I think...
Maybe we should do that all in one episode.
Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah. We're going to do,
But that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
But we're still going to do that all in one episode, just to fucking get done with it. Because I'm not splitting that up into 3.
Yeah.
That would be stupid.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah. Right. So, announcements.
Announcements.
Yep. I have decided that I am going back to school.
Good.
Yeah. Because I guess in order to be taken seriously, you need a stupid piece of paper. I just think it's stupid bureaucracy, but whatever.
I have a piece of paper. Nobody takes me seriously.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Maybe I should rethink this entire thing.
Oh, no. You should do it. You should go to school.
Yeah. Because I am officially out of money, so I need to do something.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. I need to do something. So I'm going to be going back to school. I think I should probably go, at least if I'm going to UWM, I should go for religious studies.
You can minor in something or double major if you want.
Oh, no, that sounds like way too much.
I want to be going back and finishing my psychology degree soon.
Oh, okay.
So I'll see you there. Woohoo.
Woo. All right, so religious studies. I think that's the only announcement I really have.
Oh, well, I've got another episode of Armchair Philosophy written.
Yep.
Now, you're still going to be producing videos while going to school.
Yes, I will be.
But those videos will be probably of a higher quality at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
And Landon, I'm going to be going to UWM, I guess.
Milwaukee.
Yep.
We are Milwaukee atheists. So, without further ado, I have the King James Version of the Bible.
And I have the English Standard Version.
And this is Atheist Sunday School.
This is Atheist Sunday School.
I'll begin then. Chapter 30 of Numbers. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Now that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
If a woman also vow a vow unto the Lord, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, when all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand.
You know, your phrasing was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He will what at her? He will hold his peace at her, or something. Is that what it said?
He will hold his peace at her. Peace like peace on earth.
No, I get that, but it was just like it sounded angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
Well, what does it say in yours?
And her father hears of her vow and of her pledge by which she has bound herself and says nothing to her. Then all her vows shall stand.
Okay. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth not any of her vows, or her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul, shall stand, and the Lord shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her. So men are able to make decisions.
Yes.
And women are not.
Right.
Okay.
They need their father's permission.
They need their father's permission to make decisions.
Yeah. That's pretty much the gist of it.
So that's interesting. Well, at least they have a way out. They can just be like, hey, Dad, I don't want to do this thing. And he can be like, oh, yeah, okay, you don't have to do that thing. Whereas the men do have to do that thing. They don't have a way out.
I guess if they say they wanted to do that thing initially.
Yeah. And if she had at all a husband, when she vowed or uttered aught of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and the Lord shall forgive her. So, basically, once you get married, all authority is handed off from the father to the husband.
Yep.
Okay. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a bond with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held her peace with her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath otherly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceeded out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and the Lord shall forgive her. So, if you're a widow or you're divorced, you still don't get to do those things that your husband told you not to do.
Right. But what if,
Hear
me out,
Okay, I'm here.
that you are a widow and your dad's dead? Probably goes down to your brother, I'm guessing.
Well, no, that's not the point. The point is that if you're a widow, anything that the husband previously had shut down,
right,
you are no longer allowed to try again with that.
Right.
Right. So the authority doesn't go to anyone. The authority just says no.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But If her husband altogether hold his peace at her from day to day, then he establisheth all her vows, or all her bonds, which are upon her. He confirmeth them, because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them. But if he shall anyways make them void after that he hath heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. These are the statutes which the Lord commanded Moses between a man and his wife, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house. Okay, so basically women really don't ever get to make any decisions whatsoever.
That is what it seems like.
Wow.
Good job, Bible. Thank you.
So this is an example of something that is legitimately a patriarchal system.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when people today say that America is a patriarchal system,
I think America's a kyriarchy.
well, do they have any context whatsoever with what they're talking about? Like, looking at the things on these pages, right, that explains something very different than the world today.
Well, it does, absolutely, but I'm sure that patriarchal societies can all act differently as long as they hinge upon, the subjugation or demonization, whatever word you want to throw on there, of women.
Well, I would say,
Or as long as the men are the ones inherently in charge, that's what I would constitute as a patriarchy.
well, I think that's what's established right here.
Here, definitely.
Outright.
Absolutely.
And, I don't see a definition of patriarchy that doesn't include the things that are included in that verse, in that chapter.
Well, I think that's probably for a different show. Because we could probably talk about that kind of stuff all day. I think we live in a kyriarchy.
Well, what do you mean by kyriarchy?
It's where everybody has certain privileges and then certain disadvantages.
Mm-hmm.
Like, while it is true that in the U.S., most of the people that are in the government are in fact men, it's also true that in custody battles, men usually don't get to, the woman's favored in a custody battle.
Right.
And then at the same time, if there was this really weird thing with Katy Perry recently, she was on American Idol or something, she was one of the judges. Did you hear about that?
No.
No? Okay. Well,
I didn't know that American Idol still existed.
well, maybe it wasn't American Idol. Maybe it was something else. I think it was American Idol. But basically, this one guy was auditioning, and he told his little backstory, whatever. And basically, the premise of the backstory was he'd never been kissed before. So then Katy Perry was like, "Oh, what if I just give you a kiss on the cheek?" And then he's like, "Okay." So he goes up to her, and then she sneaks a kiss on his lips. Now, could you imagine if reverse the roles? Imagine if a dude did that to a girl.
It would be considered very inappropriate.
Right. So it was still considered inappropriate, but not nearly to the extent that it would be if a man did it.
Yeah.
So
but I'm willing to bet she'll never see any legal charges pressed against her.
well, yeah, absolutely.
Whereas a man might.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I'm saying everybody has advantages and disadvantages in the society in different contexts.
Yes.
I think that's reasonable.
That's reasonable.
I can recognize when somebody's privileged, and I can recognize when they have an advantage in some way.
Yeah.
Call it double standards, if you will. Sure.
Some people have certain advantages. I don't think it's a racial thing at all, or a gendered thing at all.
I think it has mostly to do with money. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
It has
it's
money
Cisco
doesn't get you.
points out, a fiscalarchy.
The more money, the more rights. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good term.
Yeah. Although, now, especially in Hollywood, even though they're rich and powerful guys, they're still being taken down. So it's not always the case, but it's definitely, you get more leeway to kind of do things the more money you have. That's just kind of true.
Well, you see how many women had to come out against Bill Cosby?
Yeah, a whole 60 of them, right, or something like that.
Or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So let's say Bill Cosby's word in the eyes of the United States justice system is worth the word of 59.
59.
Right? So that's still a problem.
Yeah.
Of course. But I don't think it's directly related to their sex. And I think it has more to do with the fact that Bill Cosby
He has a lot of money. Yeah.
Comedian.
It probably has more to do with that.
Yeah,
Sure.
and the fact that he built up an image of himself.
As like the father figure.
Yeah.
And not like the daddy kind of father figure.
No, not that kind of father figure. That would be a very different kids say the darndest things. That would be terrible. Oh, well, I think we can move on then to Numbers 31.
Yep, Numbers 31. Wow, we just kind of went on something there.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
That was a tangent.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay. And this is probably one of the most exciting parts of what we have to cover today.
Yes.
Yeah. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Avenge the people of Israel on the Midianites. Afterward you shall be gathered to your people." So Moses spoke to the people, saying, "Arm men from among you for the war, that they may go against Midian to execute the Lord's vengeance on Midian." So we got another slaughter coming up.
I like how none of these people have gone to war. He's just like, arm yourselves, we're going to war.
We're going to war.
Why? Because God says so. Oh.
Good reason.
Okay.
Now I was kind of too lazy to check up on this earlier, but here we have the vengeance on Midian. What was it before? Was it Israel got slaughtered or something? A few chapters ago?
A few chapters ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you remember when we were going over that and there was like a whole nother destruction? The bronze serpent? No. Was it the bronze serpent? Were they like, no. Was it that episode maybe? I don't fucking remember. But we had a whole nother slaughter. Remember I had to title the video, "Israel Gets Neutralized Again"?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And I'm forgetting what chapter that was.
We'll have to reference later. If anyone can point...
If anyone wants to check up on that and recall what we did, because we cannot recall what we did, that would be cool.
That was a lot of chapters ago,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
That wasn't a lot.
Well, I mean, it was more than one episode ago.
It was more than one episode ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. But this is another slaughter.
All right.
This is another slaughter. Where the fuck was I? Oh, you shall send 1,000 from each of the tribes of Israel to the war. So there were provided out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 from each tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And remember, there are like, what, 600 and something thousand people in this group right now?
They established...
Like 630,000 or 603,000?
Well, they established an actual number a little while back.
Yeah, it was like 603,000.
I'll look for
so
it while you keep...
so 12,000...
Wait. These were the number of the children of Israel, 600,000 and 1,730.
Okay. Gotcha. That was fast. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. So only 12,000 of those people are going to war. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 from each tribe, together with Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, with the vessels of the sanctuary and the trumpets for the alarm in his hand. They warred against Midian, as the Lord commanded Moses, and killed every male. They killed the kings of Midian with the rest of their slain, Evi, Rechem, Zur, Rechem.
That's a great name.
Yep, Rechem. Zur, Hur, and Reba, the 5 kings of Midian. And they also killed Balaam, the son of Beor, with the sword.
They killed Balaam?
They killed Balaam.
Holy shit.
That is depressing.
Wait, now Balaam was the one who was like divining things from God, not the one who wanted to curse everyone, right?
Yeah, that was the one.
That was Balak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balaam had the donkey, the talking donkey.
And Balaam is like only doing God's will or something.
Yeah.
Right?
And even though he did God's will, and then he still got mad at him or something, right?
Well, fucking, he just kept
was
bugging
like,
him.
Go with these guys, and then he went with these guys, and he's all like, "You're not doing the Lord's will."
Yeah, over and over again, and they killed him. I liked Balaam. He was cool.
And the thing is, and thank you, Landon, in the comments for pointing it out. It was Numbers 23 to 25. So if you can check on that, there is Phineas was also part of that story. Phineas, the son of Eleazar the priest, he was also part of that story. So you go ahead and look on that, and I'll keep reading. And the people of Israel took captive the women of Midian and their little ones, and they took as plunder all their cattle, their flocks, and all their goods, all their cities and the places where they lived, and all their encampments they burned with fire, and took all the spoil and all the plunder, both of man and of beast. Then they brought the captives.
It was Moab.
Oh, it was Moab. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think Phineas is still in that story.
Well,
and
that also
similar.
is the Balak and Balaam story.
Is it?
Which, I mean, they're referencing Balaam, so it has to be in a similar area, at least.
Right. Okay. But it is a lot like that story, though. Another, destruction. But this is a different way. This is direct war. But there was, in the other story, it was plagues, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. But it was more of, just people killing people. It wasn't declared war.
Right.
Okay.
We had war, right? We had the war with the 9 kings.
No, we've had war.
But they never really went into that much detail. Like, they just said Abraham gathered his troops and they went off to war against these kings.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is a nice
very
action
in
story.
depth. Yeah, much. Who wrote this chapter?
P.
P's getting better.
Actually, I don't remember if this one was written by P or a redactor. There was one of these chapters, all of it was written by P. Maybe it was this one that was written by a redactor, which makes more sense because it's a lot like the other story, but still,
it's cooler.
It is cooler.
It's better written
than all of P's other crap.
Yeah.
Then the rest of this is by P. So maybe this one is by the redactor.
Yeah.
Then they brought the captives and the plunder and the spoil to Moses and to Eleazar the priest and to the congregation of the people of Israel at the camp on the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. So then they brought it to Moab. So it's the area that was previously destroyed. Mm-hmm. Okay. Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the chiefs of the congregation went to meet them outside the camp. And Moses was angry with the officers of the army, the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds, who had come from service in the war. Moses said to them, "Have you let all the women live? Behold, these, on Balaam's advice, caused the people of Israel to act treacherously against the Lord in the incident of Peor." Okay, so, no, Peor was the other one. It was Moab, but it was in Peor.
Right, it was Peor.
So this was a direct reference to the other one now.
Okay, yes.
Against the Lord in the incident of Peor, and so the plague came among the congregation of the Lord. So what's really interesting here is that it seems that they're saying that the women were at fault.
What they're saying, remember, because they had to slaughter that guy and all those people who were having sex with the Moabites.
Yeah.
Right? And what they're saying here essentially is that you should kill all the women in addition to all of the men.
Yeah.
So that we don't repeat that problem.
God, you just gotta love some of this stuff. It's so fucking awful.
Yeah.
It's okay, so people are living their own lives and shit, but we don't like that they're living their own lives the way they want to live them. Mm-hmm. So we gotta kill them. We just gotta kill them.
We gotta kill Balaam with the sword.
Yeah,
and
specifically with the sword.
Yeah, and then we've got to kill everyone else in this entire city. Yep. Why not?
And here is where we get some good stuff. And we're also on Numbers 31, good sir, in the back. It says Numbers 30.
Yes, it
fucking
does.
Asshole. You tell me. You just gotta know. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who has known man by lying with him. What? So they're killing all the little boys,
Mm-hmm.
and they're killing all the women that are not virgins.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, Bible.
Well, why wouldn't they?
But all the young girls who have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. There you go. That's classic. That is classic Bible stuff right there.
Classic.
Classic. Absolutely classic. Encamp outside the camp 7 days. Whoever of you has killed any person and whoever has touched any slain, purify yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. You shall purify every garment, every article of skin, all work of goat's hair, and every article of wood. Then Eleazar the priest said to the men in the army who had gone to battle, This is the statute of the law that the Lord has commanded Moses. Only the gold, the silver, the bronze, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that can stand the fire, you shall pass through the fire, and it shall be clean. So this is where they're doing, when people sanitize things
Yeah.
by running them through fire.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on here, and man, some of the stuff before, you got to keep the women alive for yourselves, but at least they're making sure they're clean.
Yep.
At least they're making sure they purify themselves after they kill somebody, and if they touch a dead body. As like, everyone loves a good murder, but why do murders have to be so messy?
Well, also, you don't want to catch any diseases, If you get sick back in that time, you're basically dead.
And you don't want to be guilty of a sin either.
Yeah, exactly.
That would just be awful. Now, where the fuck was I?
24.
24? Okay. Was I at 24?
Wait.
No, I was halfway through 23.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it shall also be purified with the water for impurity, and whatever cannot stand the fire, you shall pass through the water. You must wash your clothes on the 7th day, and you shall be clean, and afterward you may come into the camp. The Lord said to Moses, wait, hold on, did I miss a behold?
Nope.
No, I didn't miss a behold. But you know what? Fuck it, I'll do it. Behold!
Behold!
Okay. The Lord said to Moses, Take the count of the plunder that was taken, both of man and of beast. You and Eleazar the priest, and the heads of the fathers' houses of the congregation, and divide the plunder into 2 parts between the warriors who went out to battle and all the congregation. And the levy, for the
Levi.
Lord. Levi?
Is it? No,
It's not
it's
a name.
Levy.
It's Levy, yeah. And levy for the Lord a tribute from the men of war who went out to battle, 1 out of 500 of the people, and of the oxen, and of the donkeys, and of the flocks. Wait, hold on. Are they sacrificing a person? Okay.
Levy a tribute unto the Lord of the men of war which went out to battle. 1 soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheep. Take it of their half, and okay.
Oh yeah, take it from their half and give it to Eleazar the priest. But wait, hold on. Are they taking something from the animals? Or are they taking the animals from... I'm confused.
Read yours again.
Okay. And levy for the Lord a tribute from the men of war who went out to battle, 1 out of 500 of the people, and of the oxen, and of the donkeys, and of the flocks. Take it from their half and give it to Eleazar the priest as a contribution to the Lord.
Well, maybe they're saying that they want to send people there to... If 1 out of 500 people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what's necessary to transfer the animals from that place.
I guess, maybe.
Maybe.
This is strange.
Otherwise, it seems like they're sacrificing humans, which is expressly forbidden.
And from the people of Israel's half you shall take 1 drawn out of every 50, and of the people, or of the people, of the oxen, of the donkeys, and of the flocks, of all the cattle, and give them to the Levites who keep guard over the tabernacle of the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded. So now they're giving something to the congregation, but they're giving extra to the Levites, apparently, who guard the tabernacle.
Right.
Now this is very different from what we've seen before, because the Levites were always were always getting fucked in like every situation.
Right. Well, maybe they're getting thrown a bone. Maybe this is like a Levite who's adding stuff in.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're still on 31 here.
Right.
Now the plunder remaining of the spoil that the army took was 675,000 sheep, 72,000 cattle, 61,000 donkeys, and 32,000 persons in all. So they took people captive. That's the
Of
that's
women
the
that
women.
had not known
Those
men.
those are the women, yeah.
Yeah, they're sending the women.
Yeah, women who had not known man by lying with them. And the half, the portion of those who had gone out in the army, numbered 337,500 sheep, and the Lord's tribute of sheep was 675. They killed 675 sheep in one go.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sheep. The cattle were 36,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 72. The donkeys were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 61. The persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. And Moses gave the tribute, which was the contribution for the Lord, to Eleazar the priest, as the Lord commanded Moses. I'm really on the edge of my seat here to figure out what happens to these people.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah. From the people of Israel's half, which Moses separated from that of the men who had served in the army, now the congregation's half was 337,500 sheep, 36,000 cattle, and 30,500 donkeys, and 16,000 persons. So yeah, they're just splitting it down the middle.
Yep.
From the people of Israel's half, Moses took one of every 50, both of persons and of beasts, and gave them to the Levites who kept guard over the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. So they're giving them to the Levites, the people, and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then the officers who were over the thousands of the army, the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds, came near to Moses and said to Moses, "Your servants have counted the men of war who are under our command, and there is not a man missing from us." Wow. They went to war. None of their people died.
Yep.
I'm impressed
Which
at
basically
how bullshit
means
this story is.
it basically means that they just stormed the city and killed everyone without any warning.
Probably outnumbered them too.
And they didn't have proper defenses.
Yeah.
It's like they just slaughtered all of them.
And we have brought the Lord's offering, what each man found, articles of gold, armlets and bracelets, signet rings, earrings, and beads, to make atonement for ourselves before the Lord. So they're already acting like this is a sin. So God tells them to go kill people.
Right.
They kill people, but they're like, "Oh no, we've sinned." So they offer stuff for atonement.
Right.
In what world does that make sense?
Well, no, it makes perfect sense.
Does it?
They're basically like, okay,
Because they've already
We
given
don't-
tribute.
we don't have enough resources, so you guys go kill all these people, and then because of the rules of our society, you're gonna give their resources to us.
Okay, so this is the way I'm viewing this is like you could just do anything bad and ask for forgiveness, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, religion. And Moses and Eleazar, the priest, received from them the gold, all crafted articles, and all the gold of the contribution that they presented to the Lord from the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds was 16,750 shekels. The men in the army had each taken plunder for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest received the gold from the commanders of thousands and of hundreds and brought it into the tent of meeting as a memorial for the people of Israel before the Lord.
So they sacrificed the gold?
I maybe they melted it down. Maybe they were just giving it to the priesthood, and they're like, "This is a sacrifice," and they're like, "Yeah, yep, this is all for God, right here, all for God," and they just shoved it in the back. Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
I guess.
Yeah. All right, and hey, if you guys are enjoying the stream, we got a good amount of viewers today. 12, decent for us.
So far.
Yeah, so far.
I mean, we do have many more chapters to go.
We do. But if you guys are enjoying the stream, drop a like. Really helps us out.
Yeah, and also share with your friends, family, neighbors, countrymen, people,
Ex-girlfriends.
Ex-girlfriends. I don't know. Newborns.
Newborns.
Yep. Gotta indoctrinate them early
Yeah, right.
in our religion of atheism.
Yep, gotta tell them to do all the atheist stuff.
Yeah, like the
Eating babies.
Is that what atheists do now?
Yes, atheists eat babies.
So you're gonna teach babies to
eat babies? Yes.
That sounds okay. Good luck, I guess.
All right. So now we are going on to Numbers 32.
Numbers 32, and this chapter begins with the word now. The children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer in the land of Gilead, that, behold, the place was a place for cattle. Yeah. This place is a place,
It's a place for cattle.
The children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest and to the princes of the congregation, saying, Adaroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and Elealeh and Shebam and Nebo and Beon, even the country which the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel, is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, and bring us not over Jordan. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and unto the children of Israel, Shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord hath given them? Thus did your fathers, when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up into the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which the Lord had given them. So this is earlier on when he sent out those scouts.
Yeah. Now, it seems like the disputes were apparently over land, these wars, because they cleared out some areas, and now they want it for livestock.
The issue was that they were trying to go over the land that was owned by other people, and they were like, no, if you come through our land, we'll kill you.
Okay.
Right. So, in order to get to the place that they have to go, they have to build up a strong enough military force to take out each person along the way.
Right.
It's like a video game.
You're gaining XP.
So this kind of explains the 40 years in the desert thing, where they just have to continually prepare for war over and over again.
And they just kept losing until finally they won.
Yeah, they finally won.
With God watching over them.
And they took all those young virgins for themselves.
I bet it was just a big game for God.
Yeah.
But he was just watching them struggle, and he was like, ha ha ha, you're not good enough for my blessing just yet.
Absolutely. Well, who knows? Maybe they get magic powers eventually, like Moses. Like the Scientology people.
Like the Scientology people.
Yeah, they get magic powers eventually.
Yeah, they do. I'm still waiting for when one of them does.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I would love to see that. Wouldn't you love to see
John Travolta flying through the air.
Oh shit, son!
Yeah. Okay. And the Lord's anger was kindled the same time, and he sware, saying, "Shit! Surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, and unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Lord. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed."
Okay, so everyone's dead except for those two guys, apparently. But the thing is, we don't actually know enough about those two guys. We don't know much about Joshua yet.
No, we don't.
Nor do we know much about Caleb yet. He just says that they're good in the sight of the Lord.
Well, Joshua
does come up
immediately follows Deuteronomy.
Yeah, so Joshua
is the inheritor of the Talmudic tradition after Moses.
Yeah, and traditionally, the book of Joshua is, traditionally Joshua was the one that supposedly wrote about Moses' death in Deuteronomy, because there's no way Moses could have done that.
Right.
So traditionally that's the view, but that is very not correct.
So what we're seeing here, if we are to take the traditional view seriously, is a group of books by Moses, edited by Joshua, and immediately following his editing of those books, he releases his own book. Right?
Yes.
And he doesn't write like Judges or anything after that, right?
No.
Okay.
Not in the traditional sense, I don't think.
Okay. So
although they were written by the same person, but traditionally.
But the tradition acknowledges a redactor in some way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very weird line to draw, because like the people who are really into this, and the fundamentalists, they don't care. They don't know about the history of the Bible. So they're like, Joshua wrote Joshua, obviously.
Right. Well, have you ever seen how a Torah is written?
Like on a scroll?
Yeah, but have you ever seen it written? It's written from memory.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah. When I was in a temple when I was a kid, they brought in a rabbi to write a Torah. And part of it was really cheesy. Like the whole congregation got together and we each got to write a single letter. But he told us which letter to write.
Oh. That sounds awful.
Yeah, for textual criticism, of course it sounds fucking awful.
How long did that take? Did you guys end up writing the whole Torah?
No, we only did like the beginning. Like we were the first people to write in it. But he took over after that. But he finished it there. I assume it took a really, really long time for him to do it. But
I bet.
But that's like the tradition. So we have to keep in mind while looking at these and criticizing the text that the tradition is literally based on some rabbi who has supposedly memorized the text and is writing it from memory as the tradition allows.
But we can't really say for certain that that's what the actual writers did.
We can't say for certain, but we can say for at least a certain portion of the history that this is what's been occurring.
Sure.
And that contributes, of course, to our current understanding and modern translations, and etc.
All right. Well, let's continue.
Let's continue. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men, to augment yet the fierce anger of the Lord towards Israel. For it ye turn away against him. For it ye turn away from after him. That is word soup.
For if you turn away from following him.
Right. It doesn't say that in mine.
No, I know.
He will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. And they came near unto him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones.
Cities. They are building cities.
Yeah.
For their little ones. I mean, I'm assuming once they get older, those cities will be useful.
Yeah.
But while they're little, they can't really do much. It's like, all right, Junior, you're gonna go over there and you're gonna be a banker, and you, Sally, you're gonna, I don't fucking know. You're gonna be a fucking carpenter. You do that.
Do women work
I don't
at this time?
I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't
Well,
ever talk
whatever.
about any of them, really.
It doesn't really talk about working women. That's true.
Yeah. Where was I?
17.
17. But we ourselves will go ready, armed before the children of Israel, until we have brought them unto their place. And our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return unto our houses until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side Jordan, or forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us in this side Jordan, eastward. So,
You dropping shit back there? He's dropping shit back there.
and Moses said unto them, If you will do this thing, if you will go armed before the Lord to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord until he hath driven out of his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before the Lord, then afterward ye shall return and be guiltless before the Lord and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build you cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which hath proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war, before the Lord to battle, as my Lord saith. So, I've been to Jordan. I've been to Petra.
Wait. You've been... Are you telling me that you...
Yeah, I've been to Jordan.
Are you talking about Reuben in this, or...
No, I
You-
personally have.
You personally...
Yes, I've been to Jordan. I've been to Petra. The place is fucking nuts. I would not...
Why didn't I know about this?
Oh, I don't know. I went to Israel when I was like 14 or 15.
I knew you.
Yeah. It sucked. I didn't want to talk about it.
Didn't I know? Okay, fine.
It was really boring and religious.
Go on.
Anyways, I went to Jordan, and in Petra, the whole city is like carved into these mountain walls. And
Nifty.
it's not a very wide passage. I'd say, like, you could fit maybe like 30 people in a row across at best, going down towards that area.
Okay.
So if you wanted to pass through that city as a military, like, you would basically be instantly destroyed, because the people come out from the walls, essentially.
I'm sorry, what do you mean come out from the walls?
Well, it's like there are these huge mountainous like formations of rock that come up, and they like carve caves and homes and such into the side of the rock.
Okay.
So while you're traversing down there between those areas, you are essentially setting yourself up to get attacked from the sides.
Flanked, okay.
Flanked at every single moment that you're there.
Okay.
It's a very smart design, and I'm interested in seeing if they go into that. I mean, obviously all of Jordan is not that, but it is a major city, so maybe it'll come up. And our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead, but thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war before the Lord to battle, as my Lord saith. So concerning them, Moses commanded Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle before the Lord, and the land shall be subdued before you, then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As the Lord hath said unto thy servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on this side of Jordan may be ours. And Moses gave unto them, even to the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and unto half of the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land with the cities thereof and the coasts, even the cities of the country round about. And the children of Gad built Dibon at Ataroth and Aroer, and Atroth, Shophan, and Jazer, and Jogbeha, and Beth Nimrah.
Jogbeha.
Yeah.
I like that. I like Jogbeha.
And Beth Haran, fenced cities, and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Elealah, and Kirjathaim, and Nebo, and Baalmeon, their names being changed.
Wait, hold on. What was the name after Elealah?
Kirjathaim.
That's so weird. Mine is a Kiriathaim.
Oh, well, yeah, because the J would be a Y. Kiriathaim.
Okay.
And the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and dispossessed the Amorite which was in it. And Moses gave Gilead unto Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt therein. And Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Havoth Yair.
Which, according to this, means villages of Jair.
And Nobah went and took Kenath and the villages thereof, and called it Nobah, after his own name. I'm going to grab a water.
You should grab me one too.
All right.
And you can continue talking because...
I can continue talking because it's a wireless mic.
Because of the wireless mics. We're moving up in the world, guys.
Anyways, why don't you continue with your part of the reading?
Sure. All right, now we continue to Numbers chapter 33. These are the stages of the people of Israel, when they went out of the land of Egypt by their companies under the leadership of Moses and Aaron. Moses wrote down their starting places, stage by stage, by command of the Lord, and these are their stages according to their starting places. Oh shit, this is going to be just a silly list of things. Okay.
Mom?
List of places.
Refresh yourself.
I gotta refresh here. Also,
Propel.
I gotta propel myself.
Water beverage with electrolytes and vitamins. 0 calories. Grape. Naturally flavored with other natural flavors. From the makers of Gatorade.
Anyways,
We are not
electrolytes.
sponsored.
Not sponsored. Sponsor
But-
us Propel.
Sponsor us, Propel.
I think this is the part that is actually from a redactor.
This part.
The list, or was it even later? Was it the list of? I think it was this part. A list.
Is there
of
another list?
stations? I don't fucking know.
I hope
But
there's
it's
another
according
list.
to the books I was reading. It's called the list of stations. That's a part, and that sounds like it would be this. That's a part that was written by a redactor. But let's continue. Let's see what happens. They set out from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the day after the Passover, the people of Israel went out triumphantly in the sight of all the Egyptians, while the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, whom the Lord had struck down among them. On their gods also the Lord executed judgment. So this is, they're obviously, like retelling the full story. But what I find really interesting is just the shade they're throwing.
Right.
The shade they are throwing at the Egyptians. It's like, we got out of there while they were burying their firstborn children. Like, that's very, very throwing shade there. So the people of Israel set out from Ramses and camped at Succoth. And they set out from Succoth and camped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. And they set out from Etham and turned back to Pi-hahiroth, which is...
Mine says Pi-hahiroth.
Okay.
Pi-hahiroth.
Okay.
That's a good name.
All right, then.
We should start a band.
No.
Pi-hahiroth.
Which is east of Baal-Zephon. And they camped from Migdol. And they set out from before Hahiroth.
It's Pi-hahiroth.
Mine says some manuscripts and versions Pi-hahiroth, so fuck you. And passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and they went a 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and camped at Marah. And they set out from Marah and came to Elim. At Elim there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they camped there. And they set out.
Why would they count every single palm tree? What an obscure thing to throw in there.
They just want to know. They just want people to know where they were. Maybe that was like a landmark. It was like a
What, so no more palm trees will ever grow there and none will ever die?
No, never. It'll never happen.
Okay,
It'll never happen.
that makes sense.
And they set out from Elim and camped by the Red Sea. And they set out from the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. That sounds awesome. The wilderness of Sin. Doesn't that sound great?
We should go to the wilderness.
We should totally go to the wilderness of Sin.
That'd be cool.
And they set out from the wilderness of Sin, like a bunch of prudes, and camped at Dopka. And they set out from Dopka and camped at Alush. And they set out from Alush and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. And they set out from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. And they set out from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibroth Hattava. And they set out from Kibroth Hattava and camped at Hazeroth. And they set out from Hazeroth and camped at Rithmah. And they set out from Rithmah and camped at Rimmon Perez. And they set out from Rimmon Perez and camped at Libnah. And they set out from Libnah and camped at Risha. And they set out from Risha and camped at Kehelatha. And they set out from Kehelatha and camped at Mount Shephar.
Oh yeah, I have an idea.
Okay.
Okay. To give you a little bit of a break.
Okay.
So, you know what this needs? It's a map.
A map.
Right. And you know what we could do as a special?
make a map.
We could definitely make a map that demonstrates the exact movement to the best of our capability and tells you exactly what happened in a very blunt, matter-of-fact way. It would probably take 5 minutes of video, right? And it would be much better than reading all of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could use what's that game that was that a buddy of mine brought over here once? It was like a trains game. Were you there that day?
I don't think I was
Okay,
here.
well, it was a game basically where you had it was this big map, and you had to put a lot of trains down to get from one point to another, and you get points.
A lot of trains?
Yeah.
Not tracks?
Well, it was tracks, but they gave you trains
Oh,
to put on
so-
the tracks.
Like Thomas the Tank Engine?
No,
type?
it was a fucking board game.
Okay.
I don't remember.
All right.
Okay. And they set out from Mount Shepherd and camped at Haradah. And they set out from Haradah and camped at Makaloth. And they set out from Makaloth and camped at Tahath. And they set out from Tahath and camped at Terah. And they set out from Terah and camped at Mithka. And they set out from Mithka and camped at Hashmanah. And they set out from Hashmanah and camped at Moseroth. And they set out from Moseroth and camped at Bene-Yakan. And they set out from Bene-Yakan and camped at Hor Haggadad. Wait, what?
Hor Haggadsgad. Gidgad.
This is
Hor Haggadgad.
Hor
That's a name.
Haggadgad. That's
Name-
a terrible name
You should
for a
name your
place.
firstborn child Hor Haggadgad.
I should. That's a great name. We apologize for this. And they set out from Hor Haggadgad and camped at Jotbaha. And they set out from Jotbatha and camped at Abranah. And they set out from Abranah and camped at Ezion Geber. And they set out from Ezion Geber and camped in the wilderness of Zin, that is Kadesh. And they set out from Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor on the edge of the land of Edom. Are you picturing Mount Hor? Because I am picturing Mount Hor.
Mount Hor.
Yeah.
That's a great mountain.
Yeah, right?
The best.
Yep. And Aaron the priest went up Mount Hor at the command of the Lord and died there.
Yes, that is where Aaron.
In the 40th year after the people of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt, on the first day of the 5th month. So that's first day of the 5th month. Okay, no, never mind. I was thinking for a second, well, was that the exact anniversary? It wasn't. I forgot. Okay. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. And that's a good time to die on Mount Hor. You know
Yep.
what? He lived a pretty good life. And the Canaanite, the king of Arad, who lived in the Negeb in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the people of Israel. And they set out from Mount Hor and camped at Zalmanah. And they set out from Zalmanah and camped at Punan. And they set out from Punan and camped at Abath. And they set out from Abath and camped at Abiram in the territory of Moab. And they set out from Eam and camped at Dibon-Gad. And they set out from Dibon-Gad and camped at Almon-Diblathaim.
Almon-Diblathaim.
This is ridiculous. And they set out from Almon-Diblathaim and camped in the mountains of Abarim before Nebo. And they set out from the mountains of Abarim and camped in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. They camped by the Jordan from Beth Jesimoth, and as far as Abel Shittim in the plains of Moab.
Okay.
Yep, I'm in the right. No, I'm not. I'm not in the right place. Okay. And the Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, and say to them, When you pass over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land before you, and destroy all their figured stones, and destroy all their metal images, and demolish all their high places. And you shall take possession of the land and settle in it. For I have given the land to you to possess it. You shall inherit the land by lot according to your clans. To a large tribe you shall give a large inheritance, and to a small tribe you shall give a small inheritance. Wherever the lot falls for anyone, that shall be his. According to the tribes of your fathers you shall inherit. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then those of them whom you let remain shall be as barbs in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and they shall trouble you in the land where you dwell. And I will do to you as I thought to do to them. Wow.
Wow.
So they're taking over Canaan.
Yeah.
And that is something that is really weird when it comes to like historically speaking, because there is evidence of like great fires and destructions in the land of Canaan, but nothing of the mass that this would have necessarily been.
Well, this is just
So-
straight up murder across the entire Middle East.
Yep, murder everybody in this little area because you like the area and they don't.
Yep.
Or no, and they also like the area, but you like the area more.
You like the area more.
Yep,
You
you-
deserve it.
You deserve the area because you were born into a family that wanted the area, so you deserve it.
Well, with apologies for the quality of the writing,
Yeah.
If you're enjoying the stream, why don't you share it along and we'll all have a good time.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Well, we're sorry about all that. We're sorry about how the Bible was written.
Yeah. Officially now we are moving on to chapter 34 of Numbers.
Yep, chapter 34
And that is the 34th chapter
of Numbers.
of Numbers.
Wow.
Yes. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan, with the coasts thereof. With the coasts. Oh, so the Gaza Strip?
Oh, the Gaza Strip.
Yeah. That is the inheritance of the children of Israel, according to this verse. And
It says as defined by its borders. So the land that's already Canaan. From coast.
with the coasts.
Yes, including the coast.
Yeah.
Not just the coast.
Right.
They're not just getting the beach.
Right.
I don't know what we're arguing about. Okay, go
We're
on.
not arguing about anything. We're just establishing what they're getting.
Yeah.
Then your south quarter will be from the wilderness of Zin along by the coast of Edom, and your south border shall be the outmost coast of the salt sea eastward. And your border shall turn from the south to the ascent of Akrabim, and pass on to Zin. And the going forth thereof shall be from the south to Kadesh Barnea, and shall go on to Hazaradar, and pass on to Asman, and the border shall fetch a compass from Asman unto the river of Egypt, Nile, probably.
It says the brook of Egypt.
Oh.
Now, I think that there is another river that isn't the Nile. There's another one right, like, on the corner of the Mediterranean, I think. I forget what it's called, but that's probably the one that they're talking about.
Yes. And
It's a much smaller river, but
Yeah.
it's there.
And the goings out of it shall be at the sea. As for the western border, ye shall even have the great sea for a border. So they're talking about the Mediterranean.
Possibly.
This shall be your west
yeah.
border. And this shall be your north border. From the great sea ye shall point out for you Mount Hor. From Mount Hor ye shall point out to your border unto the entrance of Hamath, and the goings forth of the border shall be to Zedad. And the border shall go on to Ziphron, and the goings out of it shall be at Hazaranan. And this shall be your north border. And ye shall point out your east border from Hazaranan to Shepham, and the coast shall go down from Shepham to Riblah on the side of Ain, and the border shall descend, and shall reach unto the sea, the side of the sea of Chinnereth eastward.
Good old Chinnereth.
Where is the Sea of Chinnereth?
I have no idea. Good
And
old Chinnereth.
the border shall go down to Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be at the salt sea. This shall be your land, with the coasts thereof round about. And Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, This is the land which ye shall inherit by lot, which the Lord commanded to give unto the 9 tribes and to the half tribe. For the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to the house of their fathers, have received their inheritance, and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. The 2 tribes and the half tribe have received their inheritance on this side Jordan, near Jericho, eastward, toward the sun rising. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, These are the names of the men which shall divide the land unto you: Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun. And ye shall take 1 prince of every tribe to divide the land by inheritance. And the names of the men are these: of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh; of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Ammihud; of the tribe of Benjamin, Eladad the son of Chislon; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Dan, Buki the son of Jogli; the prince of the children of Joseph.
Man, everyone in the tribe of Dan has unfortunate names.
Yeah.
Boogly? What is it? Oh,
Buki.
Jogli, and Buki.
Yeah. The prince of the children of Joseph, for the tribe of the children of Manasseh, Haniel the son of Ephod; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, Kemuel the son of Shiftan; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Zebulun, Elizaphan the son of Parnach; and the princes of the tribe of the children of Issachar, Paltiel the son of Azan; and the princes of the tribe of the children of Asher, Achihud the son of Shalomi; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, Pedahel the son of Ammihud. These are they whom the Lord commanded to divide the inheritance unto the children of Israel in the land of Canaan.
So, I guess in that one, they inherited the land, but it didn't actually. So this is a lot stranger because we have a command to drive out the people, but then do we actually see people being driven out?
Not yet.
No, but they're saying, okay, so you're gonna drive out these people. Here's the land that you're gonna get, and here's gonna and here are all the princes of the tribes. Here's all the people.
So here's the land that you're going to get, and here are all of the people who are going to be in charge of dividing up that land.
Okay.
Basically,
Yeah.
the lords in charge of...
Now, if you notice, there wasn't anything about the Levites. And that's this next part.
Okay.
The Lord spoke to Moses, and this is, now we are in Numbers 35. The Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho, saying, Command the people of Israel to give the Levites some of the inheritance of their possession as cities for them to dwell in. And you shall give to the Levites pasture lands, plural, around the cities. The cities shall be theirs to dwell in, and their pasture lands shall be for their cattle and for their livestock and for all their beasts. The pasture lands of all the cities which you shall give to the Levites shall reach from the wall of the city onward 1,000 cubits all around. So, a cubit was what? This length? Right? This is a cubit.
Yeah, that's a cubit.
So 1,000 of these. That's the land that they're getting? That seems pretty small. Because it says right here it was about 18 inches. Shall reach from the city wall. Okay. And you shall measure outside the city on the east side 2,000 cubits, and on the south side 2,000 cubits, and on the west side 2,000 cubits, and on the north side 2,000 cubits. Okay, I see now. The city being in the middle, this shall belong to them as pasture land for their cities. So they're not getting that much room.
No.
They're getting a very small amount of area to do anything in. So once again, they're being screwed because it seems like the inheritance was given to all these other tribes.
Yeah.
And then they have to decide what the Levites get.
And keep in mind, this is over 600,000 people.
Yeah.
And you're telling them that their living space split up so many times. I mean, each of these cities is just 1,000 of these.
Yeah. Well, it says 2,000.
2,000. 2,000 of these. How in the hell are they...
2,000 cubits squared.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But how in the hell are they supposed to fit 600,000 people into that space?
No.
Or, I mean, even if they divide it onto, like these
let's...
different 10, technically, groups.
No, their full living space is going to be way bigger than that.
Okay.
But this is what the Levites get, specifically.
Okay. This is just what the Levites get.
Yes, and remember, Levites are still being a part of that. They at least have a few thousand people, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to be doing their shit in there. Like, that's such a small
So they
amount of room.
basically gave them ghettos.
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. Where the fuck was I? All right. The cities that you give to the Levites shall be the 6 cities of refuge, where you shall permit the manslayer to flee, and in addition to them you shall give 42 cities. All the cities that you give to the Levites shall be 48, with their pasture lands. And as for the cities that you shall give from the possession of the people of Israel, from the larger tribes you shall take many, and from the smaller tribes you shall take few. Each in proportion to the inheritance that it inherits shall give of its cities to the Levites. So they're getting the hand-me-downs, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And people are going to be coming in there when they have killed people, apparently. It's a place to flee.
Yeah. Well, why would you set that up? Why, you want
people to flee there like that? Well, that's the really shitty stuff. So if you kill somebody, if you don't want to get caught, you go live in the shitty living conditions.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the people of Israel and say to them, when you cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall select cities to be the cities of refuge for you, that the manslayer who kills any person without intent may flee there." Okay. So if it's by accident. "The cities shall be for you a refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer may not die until he stands before the congregation for judgment." Okay, so they're still after you. "And the cities that you give shall be your 6 cities of refuge, and you shall give 3 cities beyond the Jordan and 3 cities in the land of Canaan to be cities of refuge. These 6 cities shall be for refuge for the people of Israel, and for the stranger, and for the sojourner among them, that anyone who kills any person without intent may flee there.
So it's not like a prison.
No, it's not like a prison,
No, it's just a place where you can go while you're waiting for judgment.
I guess.
And you don't have to worry about people murdering you.
Yeah, I guess. But if you already know, like, if you're a person that wants, like, let's say your kid gets accidentally killed or something.
Mm-hmm.
This dude runs to this little fucking camp, to one of these cities. The other dude must know that that's exactly where he would go. So wouldn't he just go check there?
Probably.
These are stupid rules.
These are stupid rules.
Okay. But if he struck him down with an iron object so that he died, he is a murderer. The murderer shall be put to death. So if it's specifically an iron object, then it's murder.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's just manslaughter, I guess. And if he struck him down with a stone tool, that could cause him death, and he died. That could cause him death, and he died. He is a murderer. The murderer shall be put to death. Or if he struck him down with a wooden tool that could cause death, and he died, he is a murderer. The murderer shall be put to death. The avenger of blood shall himself put the murderer to death. When he meets him, he shall put him to death.
That's good. I like that.
I know you do.
I definitely like that if you want to be morally responsible for someone dying as a result of a legal system, that you should be the one who carries out the task. It makes sense because you are morally responsible. By adding other people into the equation, you then make additional people morally responsible.
Are you morally responsible?
Well, yeah, because it was your decision to pursue justice, which would result in...
But do you have the moral obligation to pursue justice?
Well, no, you don't have the moral obligation to become an avenger.
All right.
But in case you do, then basically it says that if you aren't comfortable actually killing the person, that you should not be comfortable putting them in a position where they would get killed.
I just find it really weird that they gave them a place to go. No, that's exactly what I said. They're giving you a place to go, and then an avenger will go kill you.
A revenger in mine.
Yeah. It says revenger?
The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer.
I like revenger.
Yeah.
That's better than avenger.
Yeah.
The avenger of blood shall himself put the murderer to death. When he meets him, he shall put him to death. And if he pushed him out of hatred, or hurled something at him, lying in wait, so that he died, or in enmity struck him down with his hand, so that he died, then he who struck the blow shall be put to death. He is a murderer. The avenger of blood shall put the murderer to death when he meets him. But if he pushed him suddenly, without enmity, or hurled anything on him without lying in wait, or used a stone that could cause death, and without seeing him, dropped it on him, so that he died, though he was not his enemy, and did not seek his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the manslayer and the avenger of blood, in accordance with these rules. And the congregation shall rescue the manslayer from the hand of the avenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore to him his city of refuge to which he had fled, and he shall live in it until the death of the high priest who was anointed with holy oil. That's kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Non sequitur.
Yeah. The holy oil.
Yeah, the holy oil part. It's like, just until the death of the high priest. Why can't you just say that?
Mm-hmm.
But if the manslayer shall at any time go beyond the boundaries of his city of refuge to which he fled, and the avenger of blood finds him outside the boundaries of his city of refuge, and the avenger of blood kills the manslayer, he shall not be guilty of blood. Oh. For he must remain in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the manslayer may return to the land of his possession. It says may. He doesn't have to. He may.
Mine says shall.
Oh, that's incredibly different.
Yeah, it is
That
incredibly
is
different.
really different. And these things shall be for a statute and rule for you throughout your generations in all your dwelling places. If anyone kills a person, the murderer shall be put to death on the evidence of witnesses. Strictly on the evidence of witnesses. But no person shall be put to death on the testimony of one witness. Moreover, you shall accept no ransom for the life of a murderer who is guilty of death, but he shall be put to death. And you shall accept no ransom for him who has fled to his city of refuge, that he may return to dwell in the land before the death of the high priest. You shall not pollute the land in which you live, for blood pollutes the land, and no atonement can be made for the land for the blood that is shed in it, except by the blood of the one who shed it. You shall not defile the land in which you live, in the midst of which I dwell. For I, the Lord, dwell in the midst of the people of Israel. I want to point out here that the land that Cain and Abel were in was tainted, right?
Correct.
But there's no way to untaint it.
Unless God wants.
God could just do it.
Yeah.
God has a real problem with forgiving, and he has a lot of magical powers and stuff, but he really only uses it to show his power. He doesn't use it to help anybody.
No, he doesn't.
Even this.
Well, he makes promises that he'll
That he
fulfill
can't-
for
somebody else.
eventually.
Yeah. That's just depressing.
It's garbage. Well,
I promised this land to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, and Aaron, and all those dudes died
yeah, so let's...
before their people saw the land.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's continue on. This is the final chapter of of Numbers, not Deuteronomy. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, just a bit.
How many chapters long is Deuteronomy?
I don't know.
Well, I'm about to find out.
34.
34 chapters. So Deuteronomy is a little shorter than Numbers.
A little bit.
All right. So, chapter 36 of Numbers. We're almost done with Numbers. Yeah. And the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph, came near and spake before Moses and before the princes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel. And they said, The Lord commanded my Lord to give the land for an inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, unto his daughters. And if they be married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then their inheritance shall be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto, you don't see a lot of whereuntos, they are received. So shall it be taken from the lot of our inheritance. And when the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. And Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord, saying, The tribe of the sons of Joseph hath said well. This is the thing which the Lord doth command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, Let them marry to whom they think best. Only to the family of the tribe of their father shall they marry. That's disgusting.
Wait. They shall marry within the clan of the tribe of their... Okay.
That's disgusting.
But whoever they think is best.
Yeah, whoever they think is best, they get to choose. So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel move from tribe to tribe? For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. And every daughter that possesses an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers. Neither shall the inheritance remove from one tribe to another tribe, but every one of the tribes of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance. Even as the Lord commanded Moses, so did the daughters of Zelophehad. For Mahlah, Tirzah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Noah, the daughters of Zelophehad, were married unto their father's brothers' sons. So they're first cousins.
Yeah.
They married their first cousins. That's gross. And they were married to the families of the sons of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of the family of their father. These are the commandments and the judgments by which the Lord commanded by his hand of Moses unto the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. And that's the end of the fourth book of Moses, called Numbers.
That's the end of Numbers, guys. We did it.
We've finished Numbers. We have now conquered 4 books of the Bible.
Conquered. Absolutely conquered.
Conquered. And they're actually some of the longer ones, the Torah. I mean, longer than a lot of these. Like.
Oh yeah, there's some really short ones in here.
Yeah.
I forget what the super short ones are. Like, is it Amos? Is that a short one? I think Amos.
There's an Amos?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think it's like one of the last ones though. Joel. I don't remember much about Joel. Oh yeah, here's Amos. Here is Amos. It is. Oh, totally fuck. Okay. Obadiah. That's it.
Let me see that.
That's it. That's Obadiah.
Oh.
It is a page. It is one page. Obadiah is one page.
This is the book of Obadiah.
There it is. It is.
We'll get to that eventually.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
How far away are we? Oh.
We're quite a ways away.
So we need to cover
a lot of stuff, yeah.
This much until we get to Obadiah.
And that's a good amount because it took
because we've covered this much.
This took us 40 episodes, just so you know.
Yeah.
That little bit took us...
And comparing the size, I'd say...
About 80 episodes? We'll get to
No,
Obadiah?
that's like 100 episodes before we get to Obadiah.
Oh, my God. Okay. That's
okay,
gonna be ridiculous.
Well, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But holy shit. We
Yep.
finished Numbers.
Yep, Numbers is done. So, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you enjoyed the stream, I understand that there were some very boring lists of stupid shit. But if you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, share the video around, and also, since I'm going back to school, should you become a patron on Patreon? Probably help me out.
Yeah, that'd help Lawrence out.
Like a tiny little bit, because school is fucking expensive.
Yeah, well, you can get grants.
That's true, I could get grants. Well,
You
no,
should.
I probably can't get grants.
Oh, you can get grants.
I could try.
Just sign up for the FAFSA thing.
I could try. So, other than that, do I have anything else?
You have that dance that you wanted to do.
I didn't want to. Fuck off. I didn't want to do a dance.
And until next time, this has been Atheist Sunday
Yep,
School.
This has been Atheist Sunday School.
I'm turning off my mic now.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys.